With the upcoming release of Diablo 4, I figured now's the best time to cover the second and third games. I adore Diablo 2 and it holds a very special place in my heart. I wish I could say the same for the third game. Anyways, here's Diablo 2 in a nutshell. Diablo 2 released on home PC all the way back in the year 2000, with an expansion to come the following year. Over 22 years later, and this is still one of my favorite games of all time. Damn, it's really been 22 years, huh? I know I have subs on here younger than that. Alright, down to business. Do you remember Aiden, the warrior from the first Diablo? Well, this is him now. Feel old yet? For those that have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch Diablo 1 in a nutshell. After plunging Diablo's soulstone into his own head in an attempt to keep him contained, Aiden had an urge to head east. He came across a tavern, and here's where he encounters Marius. This dude is high AF. And yes, I had to say AF because YouTube's been really crazy with the F word lately. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this entire game is just an extremely bad trip for him. Well, Aiden, now known as the Dark Wanderer, has a seizure and gives birth to a bunch of demons. Yeah, this dude's freaking gone. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't laugh at the little guy, but I can't help it. The tavern burns to the ground, and in his opioid-fueled dementia, Marius decides to follow the man that spits out demons. And thus begins the story of the pee-pee poo-poo man. I don't know how I'm going to keep saying that with a straight face. Now, I've always been partial to the necromancer. Something about slaughtering a demon and forcing it to fight by my side has always brought me great amusement. Now, before we go further, I know there will be comments like, "But Pie, there's a remake that just came out. Why are you playing the old version?" For one, nostalgia. Second, I'm broke. Come on, I had to beg you guys to buy me NW2. We're at the home of the rogues. Yes, the same rogues that sent one of their warriors to Tristram to fight in the first game. Try and keep up. Their home has been overrun with hellspawn and they've been forced into the wilderness. Akara, the High Priestess, gives us our first task upon entering the camp. We must clear a cave of its evil inhabitants. I enjoy the slaughter of low-level creatures, so no problem! I enter the Bloodmoor, and the cries of a million PvP deaths echo around me. I prefer to use a summon necromancer. I love having an army to back up my big mouth. Plus, the other choice is using the poison and bone skills. That class is called a boner, so no homo and all, we're going summoner. We find the cave, we kill the cave, we get a skill point. Yay! We're then approached by Kasha, the rogue's commander. Bloodraven, the rogue from the first game, has been corrupted by Andariel, the Maiden of Anguish. She's in the cemetery raising the dead. Seeing as that's my shtick, I can't let her get away with it. I arrive on the scene and rip through her undead army. Ha! My dead guys are better. For somebody that helped take down Diablo, she sure was easy. I return to camp and am rewarded with a loyal meat shield willing to die for me. Awesome! The quest goes on. Akara tells us we need to retrieve Cain from Tristram to help in our fight. Remember Cain? He's the one that sounds like Sean Connery.
I look like Patrick Stewart and sound like Sean Connery.
She says the fastest way to Tristram is to rip the bark off of some tree, poke some stones with my magic finger cursor, and then a portal straight to Tristram will open up.
And so it came to pass that the Countess, who once bathed in the rejuvenating blood of 100 virgins, was buried alive.
Remember this, it's important. Alright, off to Tristram. No, Griswold's a zombie now. Cain's in a cage? Is this some kind of fetish thing? I release him and tear through the remaining demons. Now back at camp, Cain spills the beans on what happened at Tristram. He said after Aiden and company slayed Diablo, they had some sick ragers that went on for weeks. Aiden wandered off after some time, and not long after, demons infested the town. I guess they wanted in on the fun. Explains why Cain was in that cage. He goes on to say we need to kill Andariel, blah blah blah. Let's talk to the sexy blacksmith Charcy. She wants me to storm her demon-infested home to retrieve a hammer. A hammer. She better make it worth my time. Remember those 100 virgins? We need to take out the thought that bathed with them. The Forgotten Tower? How was this tower forgotten? I found it easily enough. Does nobody come out this way anymore? And how is it a tower? It goes underground. More like the forgotten basement. That sounds more like where someone that's still playing this game 22 years later lives. Like me. Whatever. Let's get to level 5 and take this chick out. I'll just sit here in the other room and let my minions do the dirty work. Ha! Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We've penetrated the barracks of the monastery. Penetrated. This stupid hammer should be here somewhere. Huh. The smith looks a lot like the overlords from Diablo 1. We kill him, return the hammer, and now time to find Andariel and finish this. Holy big titty goth girlfriend. Oh, imagine the smell. Her main attribute is poison. At least she lets you know up front how toxic she is. After a long fight, we slay the walking boobs. We're then allowed to head east to lulzPIE. The gist of Act 2 is this. A long time ago, the Archangel Tyrael imprisoned the Lord of Destruction, Baal, inside the ancient mage Tal Rasha. He was buried deep within a hidden tomb in the deserts of lulzPIE. The Dark Wanderer seeks to find the tomb of Tal Rasha to release Baal. We need to find it first and stop him. So what's our first course of action? Venture deep within the sewers to kill a mummy that's killed someone's husband and son! Vengeance sounds pretty high priority. In all honesty, Act 2 has always confused the ever-living crap out of me, so we'll make this quick. Seriously, half of my footage is of me aimlessly walking the desert like Moses.
Who didn't pay the electric bill?
Alright, here we go. I find a magic box that gives me extra inventory space. We put a magic amulet and a magic staff inside it to make an even more magic staff. We go deep into the Sultan's palace where we find a portal to another dimension.
This is fantastic. I wish I had time to study this bizarre dimension.
We murder the sorcerer from the first game and scavenge the desert for the true tomb of Tal Rasha. Once we find it, I stick my magic stick inside this orifice. This blasts a hole in the wall. So we'll go inside and find Tal Rasha, right? Ah, crap, it's Duriel, the Lord of Pain. He's a real pain in the ass as an early game boss. He's in a small room, has a freezing aura, he's fast, and he packs a punch, not to be confused with Pack-a-Punch. Now, I've never made it past him before with a summon Necro, but the PP Poo-Poo Man will see to it that he's defeated once and for all. After vanquishing the Lord of Pain, we find an angel where Tal Rasha should have been. He is the Archangel Tyrael. Now, he's been helping the mortal realm in their fight against the prime evils for quite a long time now. Marius and the Dark Wanderer had found the tomb first and freed Baal. Then Baal slapped Tyrael with an Uno reverse card and trapped him here, leaving Duriel as a sentry. He tells us we must hurry to the jungles of Karas to where we can find Mephisto along with the gates to hell. Now I'm on a highway to hell. Song redacted due to copyright issues. Like the previous act, Act 3 is a confusing mess as well, so we'll gloss over it. Our first steps outside the town, we finally meet the Dark Wanderer. He ignores us like the paparazzi. Then, poof, he's gone.
You want to see some magic?
He vanishes and leaves some nasty-looking demons behind. Alright, so we hit up the demon black market and get an eye, a brain, and a heart. They all belong to some dude named Kaleem. I also find out some demonic priest stole his old flail. We kill the priest and take back Kaleem's flail. Then we combine his body parts and the flail to create Kaleem's will. Sounds like some cult thing. We take it and smash an orb that was magically blocking our path to Mephisto. We traverse 2 levels of hate, where the Lord of Hatred, Mephisto, awaits on the 3rd level. We battle past the vampires and council members that guard Mephisto. Hold on a second here, though. What council are they members of? I bet it's a PTA or homeowners association. Those bastards are evil. There he is. the Lord of Hatred. As a kid, this dude scared me based off his looks alone. But now, with the pee-pee poo-poo man commanding an army of the undead, Mephisto's going down. No, Aunt Lisa! Her life is only worth 4,600 gold. Nice. Finally, Hatred has been defeated. He drops a lot of nice goodies too, but nothing I can use. Oh, Mephisto's Soul Stone? I don't need it. A bridge of bone is summoned from a river of blood, and we cross over into hell itself. Then we get a cute little cutscene showing what happened prior to our arrival. Mephisto is giving a sermon to his brothers. Something along the lines of, blah blah blah, go to hell Diablo, blah blah blah, we gotta 5-0 humanity.
Now, my young brother, the time has come to assume your true form. Not even death can save you from me.
My God, look at those haunches. Oh, step on me, Daddy. I can't believe I just said that. Now we find ourselves on the doorstep of hell itself. Cain then tells us how he wants us to destroy Mephisto's Soulstone. Yeah, that one I dropped back in Kuwait.
I picked it up.
Wait a second. Mephisto. Fisto. Like, from Fallout?
Please assume the position.
Then we speak to Tyrael, waiting at a nearby fireplace. He tells us about one of his homies that turned to the dark side. Izual betrayed Tyrael, and now I'm living out some revenge fantasy for this damn angel. To be honest, the demons in Act 4 are no joke, and it's only gonna get harder from here. Speaking of hard, good for him. Found Izual. MFer looks like Goldar from Power Rangers. After a long, hard battle, my skeletal army takes down the corrupt angel. In death, he spews out some kind of angelic jism. That's a line I never thought I'd say. Now, let's destroy Mephisto's Soul Stone. We make our way through the River of Flame when we come across the Hellforge. This is where we'll smash the stone. We clear out the demons that surround the area, and with one good swing... Really? Oh, there it goes. We go past the River of Flame and into the Chaos Sanctuary, where Diablo awaits. Oddly enough, this sanctuary is shaped like a cross. Jesus confirmed as DLC? Anywho, we dispose of all the foul demons and summon terror itself.
Not even death can save you from me.
And in one attack, he destroys all of my mages. Great. This'll be fun. After a long, hard battle, we overcome the Lord of Terror. Dude dropped total garbage, too. Now here's where things get interesting. We smashed Diablo Stone on the Forge, but Marius still has Bales. And guess who tracked him down? Yup, Bale. He takes back the stone, kills Marius, and fronts an assault on the barbarian homeland. Welcome to Haragith. It snows here. Neelathok seems sus. I bet he's cool though. One of the first things we're tasked with is helping free some barbarian warriors that have been captured by demons. So you're telling me these hulking brutes can't break down a door made of branches? I save all the damsels, and now I can hire them to aid me. Replace Aunt Lisa with one of those princesses? I think not! Speaking of damsels, one of the villagers, Anya, has gone missing and the finger is pointed at Neelathok. We'll keep an eye out for her during our journey. Oh hey, there she is. She says Neelathok froze her in ice. So we free her and talk to her in town. Neelathok helped Bale pass the Guardians of the World Stone. The World Stone is responsible for the creation of all existence and could wipe it out all the same. We pay that bony bastard a visit and give him the what for. Then we find the Guardians of the World Stone, otherwise known as the Ancients. They were Nephilim barbarians from long ago. Nephilim, huh? I'm sure we'll never hear that word again. I make quick work of them and press on. Now, we must stop Bale himself. The succubus in this game are disappointing. Remember them from the last game? On the 4th level, we find it. The Throne of Destruction. We fight our way past dozens of minions. Then, we find Bale, sitting on a throne. He laughs at us and starts sending wave after wave of more powerful minions, laughing between each fight. Then he sends out these assholes. The minions of destruction have extremely high health paired with a fast attack that hits hard. But it's nothing the pee-pee-poo-poo man can't handle. With one last laugh, he retreats to the chamber in which the World Stone is held. After a hard-fought battle, I overcome his might and bring Bale, the Lord of Destruction, to his knees. Are there knees and tentacles? We're greeted once again by Tyrael. He tells us he must destroy the World Stone, which perfectly sets up a third game which we wouldn't see for another 11 years. More on that disappointment later. BRB changing my YouTube name to Slayer Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. God, I can't. I'm sure this isn't important. So that's it. That's the end. Or is it?
Moo 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 moo. Moo 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 moo. Moo.
Greetings. Greetings. Throw your hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. Greetings. Stay a while and listen. Kick it. Way to go, homies.